Hey, it's Drew Neiser with another Thursday tip today featuring Heidi Bullock, CMO of Tealium. Heidi, give us 3 tips for finding and developing your brand story.
Yeah, the first tip is pick a select set of your customers and ask them, why do they like your products and services? What is the value that they find? And it's really interesting to listen to the word choices that they use. That's point 1.
Okay, so we're talking about a discovery process where you interview with really good interview skills, where you're listening and digging in deep and trying to find emotional and rational triggers that you might be able to use later on as you develop the story. Okay, what's tip number 2?
Tip number 2 is spend time with partners and analysts and get their perception of what your brand story is, the pains that your products and services solve, and maybe even the emotion that your brand evokes.
And I love that tip because it's often, analysts play such an important role in the technology, as do partners, but analysts in particular, they are in the business of defining categories and identifying leaders, and people pay them for their advice. So what people don't often think about it, talking to them about the brand story, how do you do that in a way that you make sure that, that you're getting honest feedback?
Well, the great thing about a lot of analysts is they are honest. and I basically like asking them, does this sound just like everybody else, or is this unique? Is something unique coming out of this story? And they'll tell you.
And as we know from many preaching on this, so the goal here as marketers is to develop unique, if not distinctive, brands. Okay, what's tip number 3?
And tip number 3 is a real simple one, but it's really starting with why. Why does somebody want to talk to you? Why does somebody want to engage with your company and buy your product and service? Do not start with the what. And that's so tempting for people in technology because we all of our technology and it's easy to be enamored, but it's really, are they trying to grow their business, save money, understand the why?
And so that's an interesting one. Thank you, Simon Sinek, for putting that on
Right.
all of our radars. So how do you find your why?
I think you find your why, like I said, going through and talking to customers. They'll tell you, they'll use the words. And I think as a marketer, we want to be good listeners because the answers are really often very straightforward and right in front of us. And then it's our job to make sure we're telling that story clearly.
Okay, so that's your Tuesday tip. We've got talk to your customers, interview them. This is day 1, CMOs. Get out there and talk to your customers. 2, talk to the analysts and partners to sort of clarify and make sure that ideas that you're coming up with, that you're listening, sounds distinctive and unique. And then 3, start with your why. It really helps to find that core purpose for your brand. All right, Heidi Bullock, thank you for those Thursday tip.
Thanks.